If you are looking for a German executive sedan, you are likely to have considered cars like in Audi A6 or in BMW 5 Series, which are cars known to have been best in their class for years. Today, we will be comparing these cars through a few different aspects to deduce which of the two is the better executive sedan. Right off the bat, let's start with the exterior design of the Audi A6, which recently received a new generation update. The front of the car keeps the iconic single frame
You can tell by the first
grille,
look that
and
it has
while it
gorgeous
is noticeably
proportion,
larger, it is very well
trunk lid,
proportioned
giving
when
a
compared to
very
the
prestigious feel to
headlights
the
and
rear
air
end.
curtains on either side. While not as subtle as the previous generation, the new
The overall proportion
generation
is what is
embodies a much
important to this
sportier
prestigious
design
segment.
language,
You have the
with
big
even the
wheels
non-S
sitting
line
below
model
this
having a
wide muscles.
honeycomb
You
grille
have the
and
long
the S line
wheelbase, the
featuring a
stretched
L-shaped
hood.
grille. Not to mention the black
Design in
accents,
the front,
giving
we
it a
always
much
start with the
sportier
single frame.
stance.
It's
It does it
growing
all,
in height
while
with
still
the
not
rings
drifting away from
sitting
the tried
between the
and
body color and
tested
the single
Audi
frame,
Dane
and on
language,
top we have
and
the
still
lights
being more
slightly
understated
above.
than its rivals.
We
For
have
the side
big,
profile,
clean
it
surfaces
features
that
many
together with the
beautiful and
vertical air
cohesive
curtains
curves that
are
fit very
making
well
the
all together
aerodynamics
without
so
being
good.
too flashy. Finally, the rear end receives a new never-seen-before
The rear
design,
is unique,
with two separate
with the
tail
light
lights
signatures
on
sitting
either
at the
side,
top,
and a
and then all
separate
the
thin light
functions at the
bar.
bottom with the light
Overall,
strip very
the
long,
exterior
and
of
then
the car
vertical
manages
brake
to
lights.
maintain the character and soul of the previous generation,
Designing
while
this car,
embodying the
we
new
used a
Audi
holistic
design.
approach to everything we did.
Language. Next, we examine the exterior of the BMW. Ever since its reveal in 2023, its new controversial design has divided the opinions of many fans from the world-renowned automaker from Bavaria. While the kidney grille have not become oversized like in 4 Series, its rigid and incoherent front bumper makes it look almost as bad. Not to mention it has illuminated grilles, which serve no purpose other than showing off or looking like a clown. Thankfully, it has a M Sport package that blacks out the front end and adds sporty, black accents that greatly improves the appearance. For the side profile, the car has unfortunately done away with the previous generation's athletic stance. Moving on to the rear end, we can at least say that BMW has, thankfully, not screwed over the back end. Overall, the car's exterior design is a huge downgrade from the previous generation, leading the Audi to secure a win in terms of exterior design. But the exterior definitely isn't all that matters, which brings us on into the next aspect, the interior. Starting with the Audi, the rear seats have managed to maintain the high interior standard of the brand with the iconic 4 rings at the very least, although the same cannot be said for the front. The biggest blow by far would probably be the lack of a dashboard, which is seemingly eaten up by the colossal infotainment curved display. Interior quality seems to be a downgrade, which is sad for a brand known to have the best technology and interior quality in the past. For the BMW, for the front and rear alike, it has managed to keep its iconic race-inspired interior with its door, handles and steering wheel. Aside from that, the BMW has also suffered the dashboard eating plague, with a large display screen. Nevertheless, the BMW still takes the win for the interior. Design aside, let's compare the driving dynamics and specifications of both cars. As both cars are executive cars hailing from German brands, they each have corresponding powertrains. For the Audi, the base engine is the TFSI 150 kW, with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine that puts out a solid 201 horsepower and 340 Nm of torque that drives the front wheels via a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. The car weighs in at 1,790 kilograms, and goes from 0 to 100 km/h in 8.3 seconds. This matches up pretty well with the BMW, which starts off with the 520i with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine, paired with a 48-volt mild hybrid system that puts out a combined output of 190 horsepower and 310 Newton-meters of torque that drives the rear wheels, via a 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. The car weighs in at 2,156 kilograms, and goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 8.1 seconds. This indicates that the Audi has noticeably more power and less weight. However, it may not be as engaging due to its front wheels. Drive system. Despite the BMW being heavier and down on power, it somehow manages to reach 0 to 100 much faster, which could be due to its mild hybrid motor, or perhaps the Audi is much faster or has less power than it actually claims. These cars are also available in corresponding 6-cylinders, all-wheel drive systems, and even diesel engines that also face fierce competition. For driving dynamics, the BMW may be superior due to its rear-wheel drive system. However, we expect the gap may not be as big as before, especially for the all-wheel drive variant, as to the BMW is almost 400 kilogram heavier. Thus, we expect both cars to have similar levels of driving engagement. Next, let's compare the cars in terms of practicality. The Audi has a boot space of 492 liters, compared to 520 liters of the BMW, although in most cases, we expect the 492 liters of the Audi to be sufficient. For fuel economy, the Audi reaches a claimed 8 to 5 liter per 100 kilometers, while the BMW reaches a claimed 6.4 to 5.7 liter per 100 kilometers. This suggests both cars have similar fuel economy. As far as comfort goes, the Audi brand is usually known to make more comfortable cruisers than BMW, and we expect the new A6 to still reflect that. Finally, let's compare the pricing of either cars. The Audi is expected to start at €56,000, compared to the base BMW starting at €59,000. For the top spec 6-cylinder all-wheel drive spec, the Audi comes in at €72,000, and the BMW comes at a similar €71,000. This suggests both cars are priced similarly, and neither is of significantly better value. Overall, both cars are potent German executive sedans. Recommend the Audi for those looking for a car with sharper exterior design, a more comfortable ride without sacrificing on driver engagement. For those who have strong emphasis on car interiors and are a long-time fan of BMW, we think the 5 Series will not be a bad decision by any means.